Mm. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. We back with another major video, and we back to second day two. We on day 20 of the government shutdown that we want to speak to some people about that kind of really upset about the situation that's really affecting families. Yeah, really affecting families to the point. So what we're going to be talking about today, guys, is day 20 on the government shutdown. Respectfully coming in, guys. So that's what we really want to talk about. This country need prayer. This country need prayer because the people that we have in the office, that's blitty idiots that I don't understand, that don't know how to run politics. You know what I mean? Probably wasn't never in politics. Probably this their first time in politics or whatever. So, I'm not a type of person I'm not a type of person to speak on politics for real, but it's just gonna be this particular type of day that I am gonna be speaking on this one time. And it's kind of crazy because we have a lot of millions of Americans out here that's really kind of frustrated. You understand what I'm saying? And for those who don't understand what's going on, we hear it back with another one, day 20 of the government shutdown. And it's crazy, because you have a lot of people out here sitting back, thinking where their next meal gonna come from. It's like to the point, they sitting up here thinking where their next meal gonna come from. They wonder, should they feed their stomach, or should they pay their mortgage, or what should they do? You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like, this ain't America. You know what I mean? This ain't the type of America that millions and millions of Americans live in. Just get up and take care of their business and go to work. And have to turn around and be screwed by some idiots. You know what I mean? That don't understand their job. That don't know how to run their job. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't take financials and benefits away from people. That's how people get up and go to work and live their everyday lives. You get what I'm saying? And we have an idiot in the office which just don't understand government, don't understand politics. I'm quite sure I'm quite way kind of could believe that myself. And also, you taking taxpayer dollars to get up and work hard for their money, sending it to another country, which started with 20 billion. Now we giving it 40 billion. You get what I'm saying? What type of corrupt president that we have here in the United States of America? Everything is corrupt. You get what I'm saying? We never had no president like this in United States history. You get what I'm saying? To the point where you'll take $40 billion of taxpayers' hard-working dollars to get up and go to work and send it to FEMA. Send it to another nation that you call so they need help because you're a friend of this president. You get what I'm saying? That ain't how politics works over in the United States. You take care of the American people. You take care of the people that get up and pay taxes. You get what I'm saying? People in America they shouldn't have the reason to be living the way how they live because we have an idiot in the house that don't understand his job and don't understand the politics. You get what I'm saying? So it's to the point where we go is you taking food out of taxpayer dollars to get up and go to work. People that get up and go to work for real, you taking from them and sending it into another country. You get what I'm saying? And now it's to the point people got to sit back and pick and choose about should they pay their mortgage bill or should they go buy their family this food? Which one is it for real? Which one should I do for real? They shouldn't have to live like that. It should have to be like that in America. I feel like in America, everybody should have a chance to get ahead in America, not to be screwed by idiots and morons that don't understand their job, don't understand politics, don't know how to take care of the American people. They get up and go to work and work hard and pay taxes to the government. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like 9 times out of 10, people like that shouldn't even have to live that particular type of life. You know what I mean? People get up, hard working Americans get up and go to work to be able to have a life of them and their family. You get what I'm saying? And you have an idiot in the house that don't understand politics, that's gutting agencies, taking food away from millions of Americans. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I be want to understand though, like, do you understand your job? Do you understand your job? And it's crazy to the point because I'm sorry the Americans voted for this guy. You know what I mean? And then you taking money away from pharmacies. You get what I'm saying? Pharmacy, the ones that grow the food. You even playing them like idiots. You get what I'm saying? So what type of commander in chief do we have here You get what I'm saying? So it's to the point where everybody need to rise up and just say, you know, enough is enough. America shouldn't have to go through this. Americans get up and work hard every day. Not to get up every day to go to work to be screwed by morons that don't understand their job. Something that you campaigned on. Something that says you was going to do. When you first ran for your first campaign, ain't this exactly what you said to the people? Exactly that's what you wanted to do? Lower costs, lower health care, lower things that the American people need you to do. But what you do, it go left. You say F the Americans, the ones who supported you. And look what you do to them. You backdoor them. So everything is lightweight kind of screwed up a little bit. Everything is corrupt up there with the idiots. Everything is corrupt. Because you taking tax money pair of dollars to richen yourself for your own political gains and your billionaire friends. That's what's going on right now for real. And I need people to wake up and understand exactly to what's going on up there. This is what they doing. This is not a dictator country. This is a country of checks and balance for the Americans, peoples. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I just feel like to the point where you need to understand your job and understand your job fully. And also do your job that the voters sent you to Washington to do. But what you do, you backdoor them. You taking their money that they get up and work hard for, sending it to other countries. Other countries need help. This president is a best friend of mine, so I feel since you're a best friend of mine, I can take the taxpayer working dollars and give to another country. No, that ain't how that work here. You don't do them type of political type of things. That ain't something that you do. And you also got to think too, the United States of America is based on checks and balance and freedom of speech. You understand what I'm saying? It's not another country that you think you living in. You understand what I'm saying? This is not a Mr. King country. This ain't where it's at. Real deal. You know what I mean? So you need to wake up, and all of y'all, not just only him, all of y'all need to wake up and do your job and do what the voters sent you to do to Washington and do your job. You understand that? Real deal. Because it's a lot of millions and millions of Americans that's really struggling, that's really hurting because of y'all policies up there. They don't like your policies. And you see what you're driving this country into, a section. You understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all really need to wake up. Some of y'all really need to hear this for real. For the ones who don't understand, and pay attention to what's going on in front of your face every day that we wake up. What they doing up there, what they trying to do for real. That we already hit 10 times steps ahead. We 10 times ahead of steps of you. We know what's going on. This is not a king dictator country. This is not, I told you before, this ain't what this country based on. I told you, checks, balance, freedom of speech. That the Americans built. You get what I'm saying? So that's exactly what's going on for real. I'm going to need some of my peoples to wake up and say enough is enough. This ain't how we get down in America. You know what I mean? Because we have a guy up there, I don't know, maybe I think he's getting a little older a little bit and probably don't understand his job. Because you got to think, when older people get job for real, I feel like they having a lot of ticks and tox sucking on their brain cells to the point where he don't understand what's going on. Like a steady him doing his job for real. He at the golf court. What type of president, a steady you being in Washington doing your job for the American people that they sent you there to do, but you're taking billions and billions of dollars, sending it to another country where the problem in America need to be fixed. The people need to be fixed in America. You can't take money and send it to another country where your biggest problems in America need to be fixed. You got to fix at home first, not take money and send to another country, which is the taxpayer dollars that they get up and go to work and work hard for, that you're taking billions of dollars, sending it to another country How so sad and how so despicable. It's sad. It really is. This ain't America. So I'm gonna need for everyone to wake up and say enough is enough, and take this country back, and do what's right for millions of Americans. Do what's right for millions of millions of Americans. Because we hip to the lies, we hip to the games, we hip to all that. Well, I know I am. It's a lot of people that still sleep, haven't even woke up, don't understand to what's going on in front of you. Every day, they just get up and just go and don't understand what's at stake, what's in front of them. You get what I'm saying? Even though they say all these illegal immigrants coming from different countries, coming from Mexico or whatever they coming from, and we feel that we feel like the immigration is coming in that they taking from the American people. That's why the government sit back and say, oh, well, we running out of money. We ain't got this. We can't fund this program. We can't fund this. Because we have different illegal immigration coming from different countries that we got that was rigging the system anyway. That's what they feel. They was rigging the system for real. They had these immigrants come from different cities. They was putting them in homes. They was giving them free EBTs. They was giving them free government assistance. Now, all of a sudden, oh, well, we got to cut back on some programs because we giving people too much money that's not doing nothing. That's sitting on their ass all day. And we feel that we need to cut back on some of these programs. We need to start gut some of these programs. We need to start giving illegal immigrants free health care, free food stamps, or free whatever you're giving them. So we're going to go ahead and stop that and gut these type of agents to the point because they taking from the American people. We don't have to have enough money to be able to feed the American people for real. So we taking from the American people to feed the immigrations coming from a different nation for real. So you're really taking out of the American tax people dollars to get up and go to work to take care of illegal immigrations, coming from different countries, Mexico or wherever they coming from. You feeding them, you giving them the benefits to steady feeding your fellow Americans, giving them the benefits that they need. Your average Americans, not other people coming from another nation, don't have no green card here, don't have no they don't have no what's the word that I'm looking for? They don't have no departure. They haven't been depart. You know what I mean? They don't have no type of they illegal immigration. They don't have no reason to be here for real, but they getting free health care. They getting all that for real. So you skip the American people to take care of take care of the migration people. Take care of them. You get what I'm saying? And that was going on in like what? That was going on in what? 20, I believe like 2018, 2019, all the way up until what? Today, 2025, going into the new year, 2026 for real. So that's what was going on. Real deal. That was real deal. Got a smoothie. I like my smoothies, or whatever, man. But it's crazy. It really is for real. And that's what they feel to realize, that they was giving too much money out. They was giving free immigration, free healthcare, free EBT assistance, free household, free vouchers for beds and all that other type of stuff. But you doing that to illegal people coming across the border, but you really wasn't taking care of your fellow Americans for real. These Americans, you got to focus on Americans, not other people from other nations, to get them free healthcare, get them free whatever you was giving them. So now they stopping that. They pushing back on that for real because they feel like we run out of too much money, which is a lie. And we just feel that we got to cut back on some of these programs. We got to start gutting these programs each by one. You get what I'm saying? That way the government can bring in more money for real. You know what I mean? So we gut these programs and stop giving people benefits that we don't supposed to get that can get up and go to work. Then we can save a lot of money in the government. You get what I'm saying? We're giving people too much free stuff that don't get up and do nothing. You get what I'm saying? Make it make sense. You understand what I'm saying? Make it make sense to understand where I'm coming from for real. You know what I mean? So we can be able to save money for real. We can go into we can start gutting these agencies, saving money. We ain't gotta pay these healthcare agencies. We ain't gotta pay these different agencies that we paying out so people can have benefits every month. You get what I'm saying? So if we cut back on that, We can be able to save some money for the government. And also we can jump into the fraud, clean up fraud abuse. We can clean up fraud abuse for real, from people was dead, getting free checks and all type of stuff for real. And that's another way that we can save some money for real. If we clean up fraud abuse and just save all this money that people was rigging the system for real. So we're going to go and jump in that and clean up fraud abuse. That's what fraud, that's what Elon Musk came in for real. Doge came in there for real. I guess they were so-called cleaning up fraud abuse or whatever in different agency or whatever, saving money, whatever to the point. So, they feel like if we can do that for real, then we can save a lot of money for real. We can just stop sending money out to free people that don't deserve our assistance for real. They can get up and go to work. You get what I'm saying? So, it was all going on like that. And that's something that they did for real. That's when they passed the big, beautiful bill, with all them cuts in that bill, was probably going to the fact of next year, 2026 or whatever, man. But that's what's going on, guys. And, that's all I really want to get on here and say to you guys. Spread this message. I need for y'all to be awake. Focus on what's going on in front of you. Be woken. And because it's going to get real, man. It's going to get real, man. You got people gutting these agencies for real where people really can't go to these food pantries and get free food so they can be able to stock on food where they can be able to free their family. You get what I'm saying? For real. And also I heard yesterday to the point where if the government don't reopen, then these different stores ain't gonna be able to get paid. Like Target, Kroger's, Aldi's, all these different type of stores that people go to for real, they ain't gonna be able to get paid for it because the government not funding these stores. You get what I'm saying? So that's what's going on right now, guys. That's what's at stake right now. So really pay attention, stay focused, stay aware of what's going on because it's real out here. And I'm finna go ahead and get up off here, guys. I thank you guys for listening, paying attention. I really do for real. We got to wake up and we got to really wake up and, and say enough is enough for real because there's no kings in this country for real. This country based on checks and balance, senior citizens, respectfully. Take care of the people. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Talk to you real soon, guys. Have a blessed day. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And you guys stay focused and say enough is enough. I'm out, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day.